Hello everyone. I'll talk about the Fallen in FF16. I know that many people are curious about Fallen after playing FF16, and I think it is an important element to know the story. This video will give you a better understanding of FF16. Please enjoy it to the end. Fallen was an advanced civilization that flourished thousands of years ago. It's sometimes referred to as a magical civilization because it developed through magic. The people of Fallen energized the power of magic to create various weapons such as the airship. In order to combine magical power with weapons, a person with magical powers was needed, and such a person was called a summoner. Those who possessed this power were considered in modern times to be those who invoked beasts of divine power. But conflicts arose between the people, and Fallen was destroyed after the tragedy of Jamikis. Throughout Valisthea there are remains of objects from the Fallen civilization. A huge airship also remains as an archaeological site. These ruins are so large and made of such strong materials that they can't even be processed with current technology. Therefore, in many cases, settlements are built using them. Sites such as Cedo's Hideout and Lostwing are built around ruins and are regularly repaired as they are at risk of collapsing due to aging. There is a lake called Benumir, which is called the Graveyard of Airships. Clive and his team are based on the hallowed ground, the wreckage of an airship floating there. Thus, Fallen was a civilization that was more advanced than the present one, as it created magic that produced weapons and airships that flew in the sky. Why did Fallen with its advanced technology perish? It is attributed to a war called the War of the Magi. A large-scale conflict occurs over mother crystals, which have a huge amount of ether. As a result, much ether is lost from the land and the Deadlands spread to Valisthea. But the people's desire did not stop, and they invaded Jamikis, which was considered to be the realm of the gods, in order to gain more power. As a result, people are wiped out by Ultima along with their mother crystals. As a result of this battle, the land around Jamikis was gouged out, and it became known as the Jamikis tragedy. The loss of ether from the land due to human abuse of magical powers has led to the erosion of the Deadlands. Furthermore, humans addicted to greed fought against God and perished. This is how Fallen was destroyed. Later, the technology of the civilization also declined, and today only many ruins remain. According to legend, some of the survivors went to the outer continent, beyond the sea from Valisthea in search of a new home. The people who once lived in Jamikis became known as the people of Jamikis, and Barnabas and his mother are descended from them. The people of Jamikis were once entrusted with the management of mother crystals. They are therefore closer to Ultima than other people, and have the belief in the Circle of Malius, which worships Ultima. On the promised day, the world will be reborn at the hands of Mythos, the incarnation of God. As a sign of this, the beasts that are God's angels will become flesh. Those who keep the faith, obey the angel of God and wait for the birth of Mythos. Those who follow my teachings will find rare fortune. The people of Jamikis believe in the teachings of Ultima and are waiting for the promised day. Barnabas' mother also strictly preached this faith to him. That's why Barnabas had a deep faith in the teachings of the Circle of Malius and remained loyal to Ultima. Note that Charon and Harpocrates are from outer continent. The outer continent has some traffic, such as merchants, but does not depict details of the nation or culture. What we have talked about so far is a summary of information regarding the fall of the Fallen. Next I'll talk about Ultima. A long time ago, the miracle of magic brought great prosperity to the world, but at the cost of that, the Deadlands began to erode the world. The Deadlands caused the death of all life, and were a threat even to Ultima, the primordial intelligent life form. In order to escape the threat of the Deadlands, Ultima begins to wander in search of lands that are not consumed by the Deadlands. Along the way, he abandons his decaying body and becomes only his spirit, continuing his journey until he finally finds the land of innocence called Valisthea. But Ultima feared that Valisthea would one day be eroded by the Deadlands. He decides to create a world where the land is not destroyed by the Deadlands. He believed that the creation of a new world would require a huge amount of ether, and a body that could withstand powerful magic. In order to collect a huge amount of ether, he placed mother crystals in Valisthea and created a being called human in the image of his former body. Ultima went to sleep until the day a human who could become his new body appeared. But when Ultima falls asleep, the humans feel that they have been abandoned by Ultima, and are unsure of what to do. Eventually, people began to think about the meaning of their own existence, and an ego was born in the human mind. The relationship between Ultima and humans in FF16 is similar to the relationship between Ultimecia and humans in FF8. After Ultima fell asleep, the humans who came to have an ego eventually began to have greed. And as a result of that greed running out of control, the Deadlands finally began to erode the land of Valisthea. What I have discussed so far is a rough history of Ultima and Valisthea. In other words, if we look at the history of Valisthea, Ultima installed mother crystals in Valisthea and created humans, and as a result, the land of Valisthea began to be eaten away by the Deadlands. Ultima also created various things. Origin. It is a relic hidden beneath the crystalline dominion, and is a huge ship that was once used by Ultima when he came to Valisthea. Origin had been out of action for a long time, but was brought back to life as Ultima's plans entered their final stages. Reverie. A huge tower in the Middle East of Ash, where Clive fought Barnabas. People feared this tower as a sanctuary, created by Ultima to measure the ether flowing throughout Valisthea in order to determine where to place the mother crystals. Mother crystals. It's a giant crystal that sits in various locations in Valisthea. Mother crystals were created by Ultima to drain Valisthea's ether, but they were created using the bodies of Ultima's former brethren. Ultima names each of the mother crystals after the giant dragons that once existed in Valisthea, and he uses the name to mean things that will become the wings of a new world. Drake's head, Drake's fang, Drake's spine, Drake's breath, Drake's tail, Drake's horn, Drake's eye. And in the center of Valisthea is Jamikis. Aret's stone. The enigmatic stone placed in the hideaway is a device once created by Ultima to manipulate humans. It reacts only to Clive, but reacts to help him grow as the mythos that Ultima seeks. The chronolith trials, located throughout Valisthea, are similar relics. Obelisk. It has existed for a long time and stands tall all over Valisthea. Today, travelers use them as landmarks. But this was a device to create a flow of ether so that ether could easily gather in mother crystals. Since it is not directly linked to the mother crystals, it continued to operate even after the mother crystals were destroyed. Various artifacts remain throughout Valisthea, and these are similar to Fallen artifacts. Because the people of Fallen imitated what Ultima had created, building airships, floating cities, etc. Therefore, the relics created by Ultima and those of the Fallen civilization have much in common. It's said that humans created something similar to what Ultima had created, and that humans seeking power fought with each other, leading to the tragedy of the Jamikis and the destruction of civilization. Next, I'll talk about mechanical engineering related to Fallen. It's the study of machines with advanced mechanisms and the study of the Fallen relics. The subjects of his research are wide-ranging, including the elucidation of tools, how to utilize minerals and materials, and the development of new technologies. Sid's daughter Mid studied this field at the University of Canberra and teaches basic studies to children. She is a prodigious inventor, influenced by her father, and develops various tools while attending college. Her dream is to find a land across the sea that is not undermined by the Deadlands. And to achieve this, she and her father are developing the airship, Enterprise, equipped with the mithril combustion. With the help of Byron and other friends, shipbuilding progresses around mid and is finally completed. The output of mithril combustion made it several times faster than other vessels and helped Clive's journey. But Mid felt that a ship moving through the ocean would be limited in speed, so he decided to develop a new airship and began building a model first.
よし、できた。うまくいってくれ。やっぱ飛ばない。
何？飛ばす気だったのか？
ミスリル機関の応用さ。推進力の見直しか。なかなか設計通りってわけにはいかないね。飛空艇を作るのが夢でさ。ミスリル機関はその夢の鍵なんだよ。でもそれと同時に災いの鍵でもある。これが公になれば必ず戦に使われちまう。そうなれば戦で親を亡くす子がたくさん生まれるんだ。私みたいに。
ミド。
だからずっと迷ってる。戦いが終わった時、ミスリル機関を残すかどうか。
そうだな。エンタープライズはすごい速さで海上を滑るように走るだろう。それが空を飛んでみろ。ほら、想像するだけで胸が高鳴る。
父さんは私に教えてくれた。夢がなきゃ人は生きていけないって。そうだね。悪いことばかりじゃないか。きっとそうだよ。ミスリル機関は誰かの夢になって幸せを運ぶかもしれない。決めた。全部終わったらミスリル機関をゼメキスの大穴に沈めることにする。やっぱり災いの鍵は残しておいちゃいけないものだから。
ミド、それでいいのか？
ああ、もちろん。だってこの世界にあっていいのは夢の鍵だけ。ねえクライブ、宝探しは好きかい？
ああ、ジョシアと子供の頃よくやったが。
私宝の地図を残すよ。お人よしにしか解けないような謎をかけて。あんたみたいなやつならきっとミスリル機関を夢のためだけに使ってくれるだろ。こんなワクワクは久しぶりだ。謎解きに苦しむ奴らを眺めるためにも早く神様ぶっ飛ばさないと。そうだろクライブ。
任せろ。
Mithril combustion is Dream Key, and Disaster Key. Mid wonders if she should keep it after the battle is over, but decides to throw it away because she feels that the Disaster Key must not be left behind. However, she decides to leave the treasure map behind, believing that someday someone will use it for the dream of the world. An advanced civilization once perished in this place. However, those who find the dream key that she hid in this place may bring dreams to the world. If you don't have dreams, you can't live. Mid probably believed this teaching of her father. The ruins of Fallen gave Mid a dream, and her dream will be passed on to a new generation. This time we talked about Fallen, which perished a long time ago. Did you enjoy it? I hope that by learning more about Fallen, you will gain a deeper understanding of the story of FF16 and find it more interesting. By the way, my favorite part of the FF16 story is the relationship between Ultima and humans. Ultima created humans in order to survive, but as a result he ends up competing for survival with the humans he created. This relationship is similar to my favorite relationship between Deus and humans in Xenogears, and between Ultimecia and humans in FF8. The official book of FF8 contains a blog written by Selphie, a character in the book. Here are some of them. But I thought about it a little after writing this. What was Ultimecia thinking? She was probably trying to survive. She compressed time from the past and tried to erase what she knew was her fate, I guess. If that's the case, it's not fair for me to unilaterally write bad things here. That's what I thought. In other words, we can assume that he genuinely just wanted to stay alive, even with respect to Ultima in FF16. Clive asks Ultima, "Isn't there a way to coexist?" And Ultima replies, "Why would I coexist with humans?" It seems similar to the struggle for survival between humans and AI that Stanley Kubrick depicted in 2001: A Space Odyssey and AI. I may be imagining things too much, but I think the story of FF16 will be even more interesting if you let your imagination run wild. I would be happy if you enjoyed videos like this. Well, that's all for now. Let's meet again.